Hello and welcome to your own channel Lungsuk because every breath matters, and myself Dr. Ankush, consultant pulmonologist. Welcome you all to part number 2 of the video series which we have started, pleural effusion. In part number 1 we have already discussed about what is pleural effusion, what are the various causes of pleural effusion, and what are the various symptoms which the patient can present to us. Now in part number 2, in today's video, we'll be discussing about diagnosis of pleural effusion, how to diagnose a case of pleural effusion. So now the patient has already presented to you with certain complaints, like it could be chest pain, it could be having fever, chest heaviness could be there, or breathlessness could be there, or associated systemic symptoms of the underlying disorder could be there. Now first of all, a very important investigation which needs to be done after examining the patient. On examination, what we will find is that breath sounds on auscultation with our stethoscope will be reduced in that particular area. For example, a patient is having a right-sided pleural effusion or a left-sided pleural effusion, the breath sounds will be reduced in that particular area. अब उस जगह पे जो सांस की आवाज़ आती है स्टेथोस्कोप से सुनने पे वो बहुत कम सुनाई देगी, because fluid वहाँ पे accumulated है, because the fluid is accumulated over there. Then the next set of investigation which we order is a very simple chest X-ray. In a chest X-ray, there could be an opacity which could be seen, and it obliterates the costophrenic and the cardiophrenic angle. So I'm using over here certain medical terms, but patients के लिए जानना ज़रूरी नहीं है, but X-ray से ये diagnose करना कि हाँ pleural effusion होने की possibility है बहुत आसान हो जाता है. So chest X-ray is our first set of investigation. Then to confirm the presence of a pleural fluid, the next set of investigation which we advise is an ultrasound chest. On an ultrasound chest, it's very easy to diagnose a pleural effusion, and even quantification of the pleural effusion कि कितना पानी भरा हुआ है वो भी पता चल जाता है, और अल्ट्रासाउंड से एक estimate आपको मिल जाता है. Then in certain cases, for example, the possibility of a cancer patient is there, possibility of called as malignancy is there, or if we are suspecting some other etiology like autoimmune pathology is there, or we are suspecting that there is some abnormality in the pleural surface, or the pleural nodularity could be there. So in certain cases, wherever needed, an investigation CT scan of the chest could also be ordered, depending upon whether we need a contrast CT or a plain CT, it could be ordered. So the set of investigations which we have discussed till now is a chest X-ray, then an ultrasound chest, then if needed a CT scan of the chest. Then depending upon what is the suspected cause of the pleural effusion. For example, if you are suspecting any other systemic cause is suspected, for example chronic liver failure or chronic kidney disease, then particular investigations pertaining to that particular disease are needed, like kidney function testing, liver function testing. Then in certain cases, two-dimensional echocardiography, 2D echo, to look at the functioning of the heart. That is also very, very important. Then if liver function is to be assessed, the status of the liver, then ultrasound abdomen can also be ordered, or in certain cases fibroscan could also be ordered. So these are the various investigations which will help us lead towards the diagnosis. X-ray, ultrasound, CT scan of the chest or the abdomen, or an ultrasound of the abdomen, then a two-dimensional echocardiography for checking the status of the functioning of the heart, or in certain cases a fibroscan might be required. Then very, very important investigation which is required is the diagnostic tapping or the removal of the pleural fluid. जो पानी जमा है चेस्ट के अंदर उसको निकाल के कुछ जांचों के लिए भिजवाया जाता है, so that we can narrow down onto our diagnosis. So what is this test? It is a very simple test in which a very small bore needle is inserted under ultrasound guidance in most of the cases in your chest cavity wherever the pleural effusion is seen on an ultrasound, and depending upon the quantity of the pleural effusion, it could be tapped as a diagnostic or therapeutic tapping could be done. What we are trying to achieve with this is, हम करना क्या चाह रहे हैं, थोड़ी सी quantity of fluid, a small quantity of fluid we are trying to remove, approximately 20 to 30 or even 50 ml of fluid we are trying to remove, and we send it for further investigations. What are the various investigations which we send a pleural fluid for? It should be sent for routine microscopy, so that we can differentiate between exudative effusion and a transudative effusion, as we have already discussed in the last video, so that we could assess the level of the proteins in the pleural fluid, what is the level of the LDH in the pleural fluid, level of ADA, sugars, then total leukocyte count. So these are very, very important investigations. Apart from that, it could be also sent for gene expert, AFB smear and culture. Although in pleural fluid samples, the sensitivity for gene expert and AFB smear and culture is significantly less as compared to other body samples. Okay, then it could be also sent for specific investigations. For example, like if someone is suspected of having autoimmune disorder, so particular cells pertaining to that particular disease, like rheumatoid arthritis, so pleural fluid for RA cells, ANA. Okay, so these kind of investigations are also very, very important. Then in certain cases, wherever cancer is suspected, so whenever cancer is suspected, so pleural fluid could be sent for malignant cells or cell block. Okay, so that is also very, very important. In certain cases and rare cases of the pleural effusion, like we have discussed, traumatic hemothorax, so that could be sent for hematocrit, pleural fluid for hematocrit, total hematocrit levels could be checked over here. Then another rare cause of pleural effusion is chylothorax, in which one needs to measure the cholesterol and the triglyceride. Pleural fluid में cholesterol और triglyceride के levels उसके अंदर देखे जाते हैं, जिससे कि chylothorax का diagnosis भी बनाने में मदद हो सकती है. In certain cases, the level of eosinophils in the pleural fluid is also very, very important. In certain cases, wherever the diagnosis is not achieved, certain cases could be attributed to eosinophilic pleural effusions. Then in certain cases, wherever the diagnosis is not confirmatory, wherever the cases patient is having an exudative effusion but undiagnosed etiology, in that cases patient could be subjected to a further investigation which is termed as thoracoscopy. What is a thoracoscopy? Via the chest, a small hole is created in the chest wall. Thoracoscope would be introduced into the pleural cavity for examining the pleural layers, for examining the pleural surfaces. That is termed as thoracoscopy, and if some abnormality is found, a biopsy from the pleural layers could also be taken. So that is termed as thoracoscopy. So in today's video, we have discussed about what are the various diagnostic modalities which are important for diagnosing a case of pleural effusion, right from examination to chest X-ray, ultrasound chest and ultrasound abdomen, a CT scan chest, a CT scan abdomen, then going ahead with two-dimensional echocardiography or a fibroscan, liver function, kidney function testing, then going ahead with pleural fluid tapping and subjecting it for various investigations. So this is all from my side for today's video, in which we have discussed the diagnostic algorithm required for the cases of pleural effusion. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like the video, share it amongst your friends and family, those who need the information upon respiratory disorders. And I'll see you in the next part, in the part number 3, where we'll be discussing about the treatment modalities for a case of pleural effusion. Thank you so much. Signing off, Dr. Ankush.